If you've ever peed when you cough, sneeze, laugh, jump, or you've been having pelvic pain, hip pain, you've been told to do Kegels, and it's just not helping, this is for you. Kegels might be creating more of the problem than they are helping. So here are some things I'm going to walk you through that you can do instead of Kegels. Think of a muscle always being in a constant state of contraction or tight, right? Like if you do a ton of biceps, eventually your arm like doesn't want to fully straighten because those muscles are tight, so you feel like you're stuck here. Imagine those teeny tiny little muscles that are inside the vaginal canal. They're really small so they can get overworked quickly. Imagine constantly doing contractions and then they're stuck in the state of contraction, right? Then that means they're not going to be able to relax or tighten like they're supposed to. And so instead of doing Kegels, which you probably don't need to do, and honestly, you're probably doing them wrong. I say this because I love you and I want you to feel some relief and comfort and confidence in your body. So we need to address the body as a whole. We need to start with some other things. So we're gonna walk through a couple things that you can do instead of Kegels, okay? But then we need to address the basics of your pelvic floor so that way you can truly feel relief instead of having to do exercises every single day in order to keep the pain or the problem at bay, okay? We're gonna go ahead and get started with just some breathing. It's so silly, but instead of doing Kegels at a traffic light, you're gonna stop and you're gonna do some breathing. So quit clenching your cheeks of your booty together, quit clenching your pelvic floor and doing Kegels. Instead, do it with me. As you inhale, your belly, your chest should rise. As you exhale, it gently just comes back to a neutral position. You're not pulling in, you're not sucking in, you're not doing any of that. It just gently falls to a neutral position. So as you inhale, your chest, your rib cage, your belly fills with air. Exhale, it just comes to neutral, okay? You're not pushing your belly out either. You're just letting it rise. So inhale, everything expands. Exhale, comes back to neutral. So this means get rid of your tight bras, get rid of your tight pants, or don't wear them as often. Inhale, exhale. Just nice and gentle, gradual, okay? We want to feel your pelvic floor is lengthening as you inhale. So as you inhale, pelvic floor drops. Exhale, just coming back. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now we're going to take that breathing and we're going to do some cat-cow because we want to make sure our diaphragm and our rib cage and everything are working together. I'm not going to dive into all the things, but this is going to help support your body because your diaphragm and your pelvic floor, they work together. So cat-cow, you're on your hands and knees. You're going to inhale. Do it with me. Inhale as you drop down. Okay. Exhale as you pull up. Exhale, round those shoulders, pull up nice and tall. Inhale, drop everything down. Look up. Exhale. Everything rounds, push up. Inhale. Exhale. So it's just a gentle and gradual. This allows the tension in your pelvic floor to be released, okay? And this allows movement through a lot of the things that help keep your pelvic floor tight. A tight pelvic floor doesn't mean a strong pelvic floor. A tight pelvic floor is often the reason for leaking pee when you cough, sneeze, laugh, etc. Or your back, hip, pelvic, sciatic, SI pain. Okay. Okay, next we're gonna do hip internal rotation. So this is good for those glutes, okay? Strong glutes means strong pelvic floor. Tight glutes, tight pelvic floor. So stop clenching your cheeks, okay? Stop clenching your cheeks. Hands and knees. Your knees are gonna be underneath your hips, and all you're doing is tapping your feet out to the side. Nice and easy, just tap out to the side. If you need something to make, you shouldn't feel a ton with this. You might, but you shouldn't feel a ton. But if you're someone who wants to feel more of what you're doing, you could put a loop around your feet or your ankles, and then that way when you pull apart, you have that resistance of that loop, okay? Or you could tie a TheraBand around your ankles to create a loop, but just nice and easy. So this is working on the internal rotation of your hips, which is the opposite muscle of those glutes that are constantly tight and squeezing for dear life, okay? This is also what we talked about if you've ever experienced like the mom butt or your butt disappeared. There's a video on that. You can go take a look. It was done just 2 weeks ago. Okay, so just nice and easy. You could even like lean back into it a little bit and feel more of a stretch, but just nice and easy. Okay. This next one is called adductor rocks. If you're having pubic pain and the adductor rocks are too much laying down, you can do it standing up. But what you're gonna do is one leg out to the side and you're just leaning back. You should feel a gentle stretch through your legs here. Some might feel it more than others. You might only be able to sit back to here. Just going in the range of motion you can go in. That feels comfortable for you. You are not supposed to push through pain. Things are not supposed to be like super uncomfortable. It should feel like a good, nice stretch. This isn't the no pain, no gain. Okay, there's like some misconception, especially if you're struggling with like pregnancy pain or postpartum and you're just trying to get back to feeling like yourself. It is not no pain, no gain. It's just nice and gentle. So often you're told like listen to your body, but then you have pain and you've been told to push through the pain and the pain is normal. And so you listening to your body is just still going through it. So I want you to know we're not just pushing through it. We're not doing a no pain, no gain. We're just gently creating a stretch for you. Okay? Nice and easy. We're gonna switch sides here. Switch on over to the other side. I want you to notice the difference. How does the other side feel to this side? Is it easier? Is it harder? Can you go further? Can you not go as far? You're just gonna gently go in the direction you can. Remember, if this is too hard on the ground, you can do it standing. So just nice and easy, going backward. It's very common to feel tightness more on one side than the other. That's okay. We are creatures of habit and we are creatures of repetition, so a lot of times we have a favorite side, and then that side can get really tight because it's being used all the time. Just nice and easy. We just have one more after this. These are alternatives to Kegels. We don't need more Kegels. I don't think I've ever told a single mom to do Kegels. I also don't use the terminology Kegels, so if you're new around here, we no longer use that, okay? This next one's just a child pose. So put your knees just a little further out. If you're pregnant, get a little ball or use furniture so that way you can kind of rest on it without feeling like your belly's in the way. But I just want you to find the breathing we did at the beginning and try to relax your body. Inhale. You should feel your pelvic floor like lengthen when you inhale. And then when you exhale, it's just a gentle, gradual coming back. We're not sucking in or pulling in, just nice and gradual. Okay? Don't skip this one. I know so many of you just want to do go, go, go. Take the minute and try to just sit through this one and focus on your breathing. Focus on the lengthening of your pelvic floor. Relax your shoulders, relax your forehead, your jaw. Let your body melt into the floor or whatever you're doing this on. Let everything just sink down. You're not trying to hold your body up. Just nice and gentle. Nice and easy. Okay, that was great. These are alternatives to Kegels. You need to stop doing Kegels, especially if you've been having pain, leaking, you're feeling like you have weakness. What we need to do is support your pelvic floor, not make it work harder. This is why I created the BSR method. It teaches you the basics of your pelvic floor so you can support your pelvis, and then you can restore the strength and stability and feel good, strong, comfortable, confident in your body. One way that you can do this is there's the 5-minute Momma Relief Reset. It's down below or it's linked on my page. This is 5 minutes for 5 days where we break it down and teach you what this method is. So that way you can actually feel relief and strength and comfortable, confident, like truly feel good in your body without just doing a bunch of exercises that aren't working or that you have to constantly do to keep up with. Exercises are great, but if we don't address the cause of the problem or the cause of the pain or the leaking, then you're going to constantly have to go back and do exercises all the gosh darn time. So this BSR method is a great way for you to be able to actually feel relief and comfortable and confident and stop the leaking and things like that with just 5 minutes a day for 5 days. If you need more, if you're pregnant, if you're preparing for birth, the pain-free pregnancy and postpartum package is truly where you want to be. You have access, unlimited access to me through there. It's like having me in your pocket. You can just pull your phone out, send me messages, get responses in the same day instead of having to wait, okay? I'm so glad you are taking these steps to take care of your pelvic floor and to feel good in your body. Stop doing the Kegels, start doing some of these movements, and let me know how you're feeling.